Good morning and welcome to everybody. Let's start our class today with a prayer together. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, friend, beloved God, Guru Preceptors, Jesus Christ, Babaji Krishna, Layadima Shaya, Swami Shri Yukteswarji, beloved Master Paramhansa Yogananda Ji, saints of all religions, we bow at thy feet. Divine Mother, bless us at this holy time of Christmas with thy presence. Uplift our consciousness to the Christ consciousness, that we may behold thee enshrined in our hearts. We long for thy presence. Help us to be a special Christmas for each of us. Om Shanti Shanti. This may go a little bit longer today. If you're able to stay, please do, because I'll speak about Christmas, but then I'll also give some pointers for the Christmas meditation. Welcome again to everybody. Let's start with the song and then a video clip of Swamiji. And at the end of the talk, a very beautiful audio clip of Swamiji around Christmas, this theme. Welcome to everyone.
The Christ child's asleep, the silence is so deep that round about with hope in their eyes, the animals await, their breathing they abate, they know their time has come to arise. For Jesus came on earth to offer second birth to all who would the blessing receive. The inner peace he brings can lift us on soul wings to soar in light and heaven perceive. Our pleasures and pains, our losses, our gains, have kept us long bound. The ropes of yearning hemmed us round. We dreamed of imposing on desert sand, flower gardens of beauty, verdant vales of delight. Imagination misted our sight. The freedom we would know, Christ offered long ago, and even from his slumber flows peace. All creatures here on earth, alive to their own worth, can welcome love and win their release. The Christ child's asleep, the silence is so deep that round about with hope in their eyes, the animals await, their breathing they abate, they know their time has come to arise.
You know, I came to Master, well, most of you know it, in September of 1948, antediluvian, you might say. And at least not more than a month later, he invited me out to the desert. And then he said that the three wise men who came to the Christ child were Babaji, Lahiri Mahashai and Sri Yukteswar. I don't think he'd ever said that before. It was very interesting. As I was working on his Revelations of Christ, I just could not help thinking that Master was Baba, Master was Jesus. The same personality, the same kind of humor, everything seemed the same. One time I asked him, "Sir, were you Jesus Christ?" He said, "What difference would it make?" Okay, I guess he didn't want it known, but I can't help thinking it all the same. I know one time he talked about Jesus, and he said that somebody with that kind of compassion for mankind would come back again and again. That wouldn't be just his only life. And of course, I think that he was William the Conqueror. Each time he came back, he came to save Christianity, or some aspect of Christianity. He came back as Fernando III in Spain to drive out the Moors. And I just can't help thinking that the two are the same. But the meaning of our gurus and the meaning of Christ, these great masters come back to this earth again and again. There's no problem with John the Baptist. He could easily have come as Sri Yukteswar in that form also, even though he was already born in this world. It would not matter. Masters can take several bodies at once. But that divine quality that comes with these masters, that is something for which we should be eternally grateful. When I meditate on the Christ, I feel so much cosmic love. And the churches have it all wrong. They should read passages like, "Be ye therefore perfect, and blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. And it is more blessed to give than to receive. And who before Abraham was, I am." Many, many other statements. If we want to be true Christians, and if we want to love Jesus, we should love him as an expression of that infinite consciousness. And we at Ananda are dedicated to perpetuating this teaching of Masters. Master came here to this world to teach original Christianity. Not the original Christianity of churchianity. You've got to believe this in order to be saved and so on. What does it matter what you believe, what you experience, what you know, what is true? That is what counts. We have a great mission to perform, and let us give our lives to helping to spread this mission to the whole world. What I have done, I hope you will do. And I cannot be with you this Christmas except in one little point of this globe. But I send you all my love for Christmas and my prayers, and I hope to see you sooner or later. God bless you.
I'd like to start with a reading from The New Path by Swamiji. As Christmas approached, my heart was singing with a happiness that I had never known before. Christmas was an important holiday at Mount Washington, the most sacred of the entire year. Master had divided it into two basic aspects: spiritual Christmas, which we celebrated on Christmas Eve, and social Christmas, celebrated the following day with traditional present opening and a banquet. Sessions of chanting alternated with increasingly long periods of meditation. Sometimes to alleviate any physical tension we might be feeling, Master had us stand while chanting. For some of the more rhythmic chants, he had us clap our hands. At some time during that afternoon, Master had a vision of Divine Mother. In an ecstatic state, he related her wishes to many of those present. Some he told to give themselves unreservedly to God. Others he informed that the Cosmic Mother had blessed them specially. And then he spoke to her directly out loud. that we might hear at least one side of this blissful dialogue. Oh, you're so beautiful. He repeated over and over, don't go. He cried at last. You say the material desires of these people are driving you away. Oh, come back. Please don't go. The meditation that day was so deep that the customary 10-minute recess halfway through it was omitted. The apprehension I had felt at the outset proved a delusion. The soul loves to meditate. Master used to tell us it is the ego and its attachment to body consciousness that resists entering the inner vastness. This is a very special time, as you can feel from this reading and from Swamiji, from the vibrations that we feel at this time of year. Master called it the most sacred time of the year. Now, why is that? Because Christ came, he was born on earth, but it wasn't about his life, it was about our life. He came to help us to know how to find God, to uplift our consciousness, to be able to commune with God. And so at this time, Ananda, as Swamiji was saying, we have a long Christmas meditation to help us to uplift our consciousness to the Christ consciousness. Master said he brought the second coming of Christ. He said he brought the original teachings of Jesus, original Christianity, and original yoga. And that the essence of those is what we want to practice. Now, this meditation that Master began so that we could uplift our consciousness was started in 1931. Ananda, over 50 years, has had this special day. I've participated in it every year that I've been at Ananda, more than 4 decades. Now, before that, I grew up in a family, Baptist church, where we had the traditional Christmas with the tree and the gifts and the lights. And I always knew something was missing. Something major was missing. I remember studying with one of my friends. We would study the Bible. I always felt that I knew Jesus, but I didn't know how. But there was a vibration, there was a familiarity, there was a connection that I had. But through the church I was brought up in, there was no way I was ever going to find that or experience him. I remember trying to study, I should say, the Bible with one of my friends. And we would read one passage and then we look at each other and we say, do you understand that? And I said, I don't get it. Do you get it? I don't get it either. Then we go to another passage and I said, do you understand that? He said, no, I don't. Do you understand? No, we didn't understand anything. And I think many people don't understand what's going on with Christmas. With the life of Christ and with Christmas is completely outward, at least in America. But there's a possibility of that experience of who and what Jesus Christ was and why he came, what his life was about. And you think of the beautiful passages in the Bible, which we tried to understand when I was growing up, of the kingdom of God is within you. Be still and know that I am God. And if thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be filled with light. Such beautiful passages. And Master said Jesus practiced Kriya Yoga, and he taught it to his close disciples. We have to know that the teaching that he brought, the life that he lived, was our life. He's one of our gurus. And so at this time, we honor the life of Jesus, but more so we honor why he came, that he came with a message of upliftment of spirit for all of us. And so what do we do at Christmas time? Well, I like to say, first of all, how Master talked about all the symbolism of Christmas. He talked about the spiritual, the light that the wise men saw. Well, first of all, he said who the wise men were, as Swamiji just said, that they were Babaji, Lahiri Mahashayaji, and Swami Shri Yukteswarji, and that they also repaid the visit. They came to Jesus with gifts, which is also why we give gifts, but then they repaid the visit that Jesus repaid their visit by coming here to India. And there are many books that are written about the life of Jesus here in India. But Master said, yes, that did happen. So that was one thing. Who were the wise men? Those three wise men were our own gurus. What was the star that they saw? Not a star in the sky. Master said it was the star of the spiritual eye, that they followed the inner star to find the Christ child, to pay a visit to him, to honor his birth. And then what about the lights and the Christmas tree, and which everyone is so enamored with? Well, Master said the Christmas tree was symbolic of the astral spine, and the lights of the chakras, and the star that you put at the top of the tree. We had that every year at our house, and that symbolized the spiritual eye. And there was one beautiful time when Durga Mata one of the disciples wasn't able to be with Master at Christmas. And she was saying to him, I would so like to be there, but I have duties, I can't be there. And I can't see the Christmas tree and all. And he said to her, I will give you a Christmas tree. And he gave her the inner Christmas tree. And the beautiful story of Dr. Lewis when he came to Master, also Christmas time it was, and he couldn't understand a passage in the Bible where it says, if thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be filled with light. And he hadn't met Master before. It was his first meeting. And he said, do you know what that means? And Master said, I think so. And he said, have you seen the light that this passage from the Bible is talking about? And Master said, I think so. And he said, can you show it to me? And Master said, I think so. And he had Dr. Lewis sit in front of him. He brought his forehead to Doctor's forehead, and he showed him. Dr. Lewis had said, I've asked many a minister, meaning Acharya in America, I've asked many. Nobody's given me a good answer. Master didn't pull out one scripture, one book. He just showed Doctor the spiritual eye. Doctor said, once he showed it to me, it never left me again. He showed him the light at the thousand petal lotus as well. And we have to know that these teachings lead us to not only honoring Christ, but also becoming Christ-like ourselves. And when Swamiji was asked to play the part of Jesus in a tableau, people told Master, oh, he played the part so well. And Master told that to Swamiji, and Swamiji said, I don't want to play a part. I want to be Christ-like. I want to be like Jesus. And Master didn't skip a beat. He said that. That's the reason for this time of year, that we pause, we go within, we take the time to realize why we were born, not just why Jesus was born, why were we born? To become Christ-like ourselves. So I'd like to go over now how to participate in the Christmas meditation. I hope you will attend. It'll be happening at all of our Ananda centers. The first thing is before the day itself, from today onward, maybe do a little bit more of the practices that we have. Make sure you're energizing every day. Maybe do a few more kriyas. Maybe extend your meditation every day a little bit more. Do a little more Hamsa, Om. Remember, our master said body and mind must be ready for the energy that comes in as you do these practices, and maybe do some yoga postures. Try to start spending a little bit more time in silence. If you're agitated and Saturday before whenever the meditation is, the day before the meditation, you're restless, agitated, shopping, watching television, movies, talking all the time, you won't have a good meditation. You'll be very restless. So even today, just map out your time between now and the Christmas meditation. What do you really need to do? What do you not need to do? And really start pulling back. Start praying now to Christ. Come to me. I want to have the experience of your presence. Pray to Master to bring a Christ consciousness to you, to bless your meditation, to help you to be still. Start your prayers now. Every day, just try to go a little deeper in your meditation, in your preparation. And then the day of, arrive early. Don't come late. Certainly don't come late, but don't rush in at right a minute before it starts. Come early, energize there with the group if there's a lead energization, which typically there is. Do maybe a little bit more of Mahamudra of your Kriya Band. Do some yoga postures. Do pranayama. This is all before you sit to do the meditation itself. Prepare yourself. When you come, bring all your meditation gear with you. Don't rely on the center to have your own board and pillow or whatever. Bring everything that you need with you. Maybe have a little travel altar you put right in front of your seat. For many people, they can't sit 8 hours on the floor. Some people can, some people can't. If you need a chair, have it just behind you so that you can sit on the chair as needed. Have your own board, have your earplugs, have your headphones, have your shawl, blanket, whatever you need, socks so that you'll be warm. And don't wear clothes that are noisy, a down jacket or things like that that will make noise in the hall, in the temple. Don't disturb other people with loud noises, doing kriyas loudly or moving around, getting up, going in and out and opening your water bottle. And, this is, you'll hear in a moment Swamiji saying, don't move a muscle at the meditation. And we used to sit right in front of him and we didn't move a muscle because he didn't move a muscle. And so train yourself in these weeks, days ahead, just try to be more and more still. Now, the first part of the meditation itself, I'll do the first part and the second part. The first part is more doing the practices. You can think of it as the part of doing. So we want to do more kriya. Now, 8 hours is a long time. You don't want to do 12 kriyas in 8 hours or even 24. I mean, you want to do more, not less. And as you start the kriyas early on in the meditation, like do some Hangsa and maybe a little Om, but then hit your kriyas if you're Kriya Band and go into those and do more as you can. You'll find that opens the door for the meditation to go much better. Instead of sitting for 2 hours, half asleep, mind roaming around, thinking about other things. Get focused, get concentrated, the first part of that meditation. And if you're feeling groggy or sleepy, don't give into it. Do tensing and relaxing as many times as you need to. Here, don't do it, again, don't do it so loud that you're disturbing everybody. Do some other pranayams as well. And the first part is typically a longer period of meditation. And so do more of the practices. And then there's a midday break. At the break, after the practices, sit in the silence, of course, for as long as you can. The chanting breaks. Chant if you can. If you feel too inward, that's all right. But the chanting helps you release tension, stress, relaxes your mind, relaxes your body, and uplifts your consciousness upward and helps to open the heart. So chanting's half the battle, Master said. Keep that in mind. And then at the midday break, at that time, don't go talking to your friends. Be inward, not just inward, be in silence. And it's not a time to have a big lunch or anything like that. You might bring a little snack with you if you need something at that time, some fruit or dry fruit, but don't go eating and having a whole lot. You won't be able to meditate well afterwards. So it's very inward. You need to take a walk around the grounds. If there are grounds where you can walk, you might energize again, do more Mahamudra, do some more stretches. Don't just sit 8 hours straight on the same, unless you're really going deep. The body gets tensed up, and so you need to relax it more. Do more pranayama. This is at the midday break. Then afterwards, the second part is the being part. We have the doing part, doing more of the practices. The second part is being with the masters, being uplifted, being in peace, being in light, being in joy, meaning bathe yourself with those vibrations so that you actually are communing. It's the time of communion with God, the experience of God, of Christ, of Babaji, of the masters, and call on them. Feel they're sitting right with you. Even during Kriya, Swamiji said he would feel Master was doing Kriya through his body. You can do that. Feel Master sitting with you. And after the second part, feel Christ is sitting in your body. He's sitting with you. He's blessing you. And feel your problems just going away. Feel their consciousness. You just can feel Master Christ are just holding up to you. This is what I have to give you. Take it, take it, take it. Don't be passive. Take it. Take peace into you. Take joy into you. Take the light. Take the blessings. And finally, take the Guru completely into you. There'll be periods of chanting and also beautiful traditional music we play and some traditional Christmas music. Very relaxing. Goes by very quickly. That's a good time for prayer, prayer for others. Of course, we end with the healing prayer and prayer for our whole work and the whole world. So I hope you will attend the Christmas meditation. I would say it's the most important day of the year for us on this path. I'll end with Swamiji, just a minute and a half of an audio recording of him giving instructions for the long meditation.
Today, in our meditation, let us remember to not move at all. Keep your body completely still. And remember that your thoughts help the thoughts of everybody else, and your restlessness will hurt the concentration of everybody else. So you have a responsibility to everyone to meditate as deeply as you can, and not to allow your mind to wander. A thought that I would like to suggest that we meditate on today is something that Master said in one of these meditations, metaphysical meditations. God's body is space, and if you want to feel Him, you must feel space in the body and all space around it. The first experience of God is deep inner peace, and that sense of space is what gives that consciousness of peace. So if you keep your body completely still and concentrate on relaxing it, becoming aware of the space in your body, then you will begin to feel in that space, in that apparent nothingness, the inspirations of the divine. Today, being in honor of Christ, let us think of Jesus not only as a man, but as the infinite Christ that was born in His body, and that must be born in our bodies May this day be a day when that consciousness will be born in you.
Om Shanti Shanti. I'll ask Natindra to join now with the questions we have for today.
Thank you so much, Dhyanaji. We have a few questions. The first one, Dhyanaji, is that since I have just started to meditate recently, the thought of 8 hours of continuous meditation does bring me more scare than perhaps peace. So, is it advisable that I stay away from it, or will I be missing something precious if I don't join?
I don't think you should be scared at all. I mean, the soul loves to meditate, as I read earlier. And it's a delusion to think that you can't meditate. So I would focus on doing the preparation. Start today preparing yourself. And then on that day, do the preparation in the morning before you sit and do more at the break. Now, I've seen lots of people over the decades come to the long meditation who were new. I myself was new coming to the long meditation. Sometimes I stayed, not often though, half of the time, and people do that. But the whole thing is better if you can do it, do it. If you're forcing yourself, don't do it. But I see people coming and going, and that's really not the purpose. The purpose is to be there the whole time if you possibly can. So try it, and I bet you'll be able to do it if you really pray to the gurus, pray to Christ to help you. And other thing is the night before, don't eat heavily. And that morning, surely don't eat a big breakfast. You'll just be sleeping for a lot of the time. Eat very lightly. It's not a day for body consciousness. It's a day for soul awareness. So just pull back from the body. The reason we energize, do yoga, do mudras, to dump the body. Dump the body. And you'll find that your soul is really wanting that. The other thing is that the blessings last forever, I would say. And so much karma is burned up in one day. Sit there and pray and ask Master's blessing on your life and get rid of worries and fears and doubts. And you don't leave that meditation unchanged. You come out of there a different person. It's worth the try. So don't be afraid of it. Embrace it and challenge yourself. But otherwise, what do? Go home and watch television? That's a wasted time, and you've wasted the energy. By the time you get out of there, those 8 hours, you don't want to watch television at all. So you go home and you're still in the bliss state. So try to arrive at the bliss state, even a little bit. Master said, whatever little bubble of joy you experience, just blow on it, expand it, and try to become one with it. So don't stay away. Try to come and stay the whole time.
Thank you for the encouragement, Dhyanaji. The next one, Dhyanaji, is it okay to meditate at home during the long meditation, or does a group meditation bring some additional benefits?
I think you can answer that. I mean, it's the same when you're in the room with people, their magnetism really helps you. Now, during COVID, we did it online, which was okay, but there's nothing like the group magnetism. You're sitting there with 100 people or however many. And I would especially sit with people who've been doing meditation longer than you, and you'll feel the magnetism. There's some powerful energy in that room. We were at an advanced Kriya initiation on Sunday. Natindra was there as well. And there weren't that many people, but there was, wow, the right people. There was so much power in that room. I think that energy of deep devotion, deep effort draws the masters. That's the point. So are you going to draw that at home? You can try. I mean, maybe. But I think if you're there with long-time meditators, you're going to have a better chance of drawing that response from God. And also being still. When we would sit with Swamiji, as I said, he didn't move. And if you moved, you knew you were disturbing him, so you didn't move. So if you're home, you're probably move, look at your watch, look at the phone for a while, go get some coffee, come back, that's not the long meditation. You need the discipline of the group, the magnetism of the group, the joy of the group, the peace of the group. You need the group. If you're ill and can't come, in fact, if you are ill, better not to come or meditate in the other room that's sometimes set aside for people coughing. You don't want to be in there coughing for 8 hours. It's completely disturbing to everybody else. So don't come if you've got a cough, if you've got a cold. Do stay at home at that time for those reasons.
Thank you, Dhyana. One last question.
Okay.
So, how can we feel and sense the blessings that we receive in this holy time of Christmas? Sorry. How can we draw them more?
How can we draw in the blessings more that we feel at Christmas? You have to be more inward right now. You can't just play all the time. I see people, let's do this social activity, let's go over here to social, let's go shop, let's go. I don't see people meditating enough, honestly. I go to all the centers. I see a lot of social activities, but I don't see people meditating. So how do you feel the depth of this time? You have to be going within. You have to be deep yourself. So maybe make it something that you really aspire to do, more depth in your life. And how's that going to come? When you meditate more deeply. Once a week, do more meditation. Be more in silence, and talking all the time just doesn't work. And it's not the yogic life. I hate to tell you that it's just not. So be in silence. The more in silence you can be, the deeper your meditations are probably going to be. The more outward you are, the more restless going to be. And so you sit to meditate, that restlessness isn't going away. It's who knows how many lifetimes of restlessness. You have to start really working on that and dissolving it, and get off of social media all the time. Get off of the movies and the TV and talking for hours. It makes you superficial. I think that's the point of it. And the years are passing, and we want to find God in this lifetime if it's at all possible. And Master has said it's possible. So I would say get busy, set aside things that you don't absolutely have to do. Do less of it, less. And then the more you meditate, the more you want to meditate. The more you meditate, the more you don't want to do those other things. So nobody can do it for you. But I think you understand when Master had that vision and he said the material desires of these people are pushing you away. That's a big statement, and that was from God. So think about that. The material desires, attachments, it's pushing God away. This is a time to just say, no, now I'm going within. And as you do that, I think all the masters will help you to go within and experience their presence. Happy Christmas to all of you. I wish you a wonderful Christmas meditation. God bless you. Thank you, Nitendra.